can't see comments just yet. Give me a sec. Still setting up. In fact, hello everyone. Just give me a second. Just working on some stuff. All right. Give me a second. Just working. I can see your comments. Hello, Steamy the Hybrid Engine, Freddy Gamer, Island of Sun, Good to see everyone here. I apologize for the times. We'll check that out actually in just a second. I just gotta adjust the audio because I noticed in the last stream that the game audio was blaring by the end of the stream, so I want to fix that. Don't want to hear that while I'm trying to broadcast. Yes, actually I do. I do make OCs. In fact, I can, I'm not sure if it will actually show the screenshot, but I actually have some, the photo gallery for the lab to show on the screen, but we have a fan OC right here in the screenshot right here. This is this is somebody's request. I forgot. I apologize. It's been a while since I've gone through each of these liveries. But yeah, this was a fan request. I do fan OCs and requests. Let me try to adjust the audio through here, because that's gonna bug me. It doesn't need to be that loud. Or just mute it entirely. That music is but yeah, I can make characters. It's Alan, yeah. Freddy Gamer, that was your OC. Yeah, I couldn't remember off the top of my head. I apologize, but welcome everyone. But yeah, we do fans OCs, but first I wanna, which livery was I working on? I had a whole game plan of what I'm supposed to be doing, but I lost track while I was at work. Was it Gordon, or was it the new Jay? No, I was supposed to be working on finishing that Percy and working on Bill and Ben. Oh yeah, and I also gotta fix up, first we need to fix somebody's livery here. Somebody's livery needs to be fixed. Was it Percy? Definitely not you. You've been completed. Ryan? Yeah, I think Ryan's livery was completely destroyed. Like it straight up doesn't. Something. Yeah, his tender. The back of his tender. The whole design is completely gone. So I'm gonna have to redo that. The troublesome truck design, when I tried to transfer it over from Train Sim World 4, it just like didn't load through. So Ryan's he's still in version 1 basically, because I never updated it. It was a mistake on my part. I just really wanted to get Train Sim World 5, but let's get into fixing you up. I don't 100% remember my own troublesome truck design, even though I've done it 100 times for different characters. What if you animate the faces? Oh, well, I'll let you in on a little detail that's going on behind the scenes. I've actually already started doing animated faces. And, well, my first little step into animation was the intro for the why I don't upload any more video, where I was talking about that intro's completely was animated. I animated it, but yeah, I've started animating faces. And I don't do like face rigs. I do traditional animation, like pen, paper, and then I'll draw it and animate it frame by frame. That's why stuff that I do, like all the stuff that I'm doing now, takes so long. Cause I've been trying to switch kind of mediums. I've been trying to, cause originally the entire series was supposed to be 2D animation, but we all know how long it would take for 2D animation to be done. But back before, you know, the working situation, I could have done it, and I could have gotten it done. But my original game plan was to only work there for like not that long. I would say like a few months, and then by the time the channel had gotten monetized, I would be able to have enough time to animate. Because when it comes down to drawing and animating, I can do that pretty quickly. But work, it made sure that I was not going to be able to do that anytime soon. But luckily enough, we're back. But let's go ahead and fix up Ryan's livery. That is not the right color. That looks like a Railway Series gray. Are we getting there? Just about. Not really. It needs to be more, no, I think that's it. We'll see. I always say something looks right, but then the moment I take it in game, it looks off, and then I gotta redo it again. Alright, so... No, you're already doing it wrong. You're making... I'm gonna update my class for the D261 livery and my old stuck and spam can livery. Actually, I actually want to see what those look like if you ever do upload them. But I also want to show a few techniques that I do to make the liveries, how they look, how good they look, how I do that, and some of the shading that I do to make some of the characters pop. Because Thomas's livery, which I'm gonna go to after I fix Ryan's livery here, because poor Ryan, poor fellow. I don't know what happened to you. I remember that there was something wrong with him. I think the lettering on the side of his side tanks. His side tanks was completely wrong. Like, I had the wrong lettering, so I had to take down the original post of Ryan. But you all can still get it. But you'll see it in the photos if you go look at Ryan's what's it called, which we'll just probably go and look at later. He has the wrong lettering on the side of him, and that was a mistake on my part. But I fixed it, sort of. Well, we're fixing it now. In due time, Ryan, in due time. I do apologize, man. Like, I should have fixed your livery when I first got Train Sim World 5, because I saw this. I saw what had happened, and I was just so, like, just not in the mood to fix it at the time. I kind of just left him like that, that's why Ryan kind of stopped appearing. He was supposed to have much more appearances throughout the series. Like, well, not appearances, like cameos, if you will, but throughout the series, but he wasn't complete, and I just did not want to finish and complete his livery again, because this tender design, well, this troublesome truck design that we're currently working on right here, it's a pain to do. Well, it's not a pain to do, it's just that I'm really fine when it comes to the details, so I try to make and adjust every line to be perfect, like absolutely perfectly spaced out with each of the liveries. And that's also why my liveries are in versions, like you got version 1, version 2, version 3, and 4 of Gordon and Henry, which, if you've never downloaded any of the newer versions of the Thomas liveries I've released, you have like a version that's either just completely gone now or is like defunct, basically. So you have a defunct model of that livery, because I always update them, because I always notice those small little details that bother me and get on my nerves, and because I'm such a perfectionist when it comes down to liveries, and I'm always hard on myself when it comes to making liveries. I see one imperfection, I gotta fix that. I can't let that slide. It's gotta look better. It's gotta look perfect. And I'm probably just gonna go back and readjust these over and over again, so the first half of this stream could get boring. I think the longest I've spent doing this before was about an hour trying to readjust these lines just to look perfect. Is that the right shade of gray for you? I hope so. I think you do a great job on it. 3821 inside of this side. I remember that. Because, so right where the GWR, because how I do these liveries a bit, and I understand what you're saying. Yeah, like, and I appreciate that, because I spent a little too much time on these liveries, like, unnecessary amount of time, and for something like liveries that, to me, are, like, really basic, because they're just, like, painted on, like, to, models that aren't even on, like, what's called, but I try to make them like authentic as possible. I'm just really happy everyone enjoys them. Now, I've seen a couple of people who say, you know, because of how they look a bit wonky, but you got to work with what you got. And so far, all we have right now is Train Sim World 5. But I have recently gone and gotten Trains Simulator 2019. So like that, Ryan. What's up? Saw you last stream, Blue Those fan. You've been here for a while, really long time. You're doing good progress on the liveries. I wish I can get back up to speed with how fast I used to do these liveries, because if you look at this run, if I want to hide the overlay, but whenever I do that, it tends to crash the game, so I'm not even gonna risk doing that. But the Ryan livery, like, that actually only took me 30 minutes to do, because after I had completed Arthur, like, whenever I do something for the first time, by the second or third time I like do it again, I've pretty much mastered the way of doing that. So this Ryan livery, the engine part only took me 30 minutes, but when it comes down to the troublesome truck, it's those lines, those little small detailed lines that really get on my nerves. Because even now, if you're looking and if you squint, you can see they're slightly unspaced. Not to mention, I got to keep jumping in between the actual troublesome truck livery and this one to make sure it has enough lines that matches up with the actual livery, so it all fits together whenever you have a full train together. But when it is complete, it does. And you take pictures with it, because I've seen some of the pictures everyone in the Discord has sent of the liveries and the pictures, and it always looks fantastic. Like, and some people have taken better photographs than I ever could take. Like, like I've taken some pretty good pictures in this game, but I've seen some pictures that just make my pictures look really amateurish. Like the loading screen picture where it's like the sunset over the river that that's recently, I think it won the fan community post on Train Sim World 5. That is a really beautiful photo. I don't even know what map that is they're using there, but I might have to get that one myself. It looks really pretty, and I feel like it would do good for like a really good shot inside of something that we're already working on as we speak. That's going to be a part of this second part of this anniversary that we got going on. And I appreciate everyone who has started, have tuned in so far for this anniversary. I know it's been a long time waiting, and a lot was promised throughout the year. Well, yeah, the year that I've been on here, and that's crazy to think that the year is well, technically speaking, the actual channel itself isn't a year old, but the ItzAtrain, my first upload was over a year ago. So now this would be the channel's first anniversary, technically. I wasn't able to make the 80th anniversary, but I was able to make at least one anniversary, which I feel bad about. I feel really bad about that. And I apologize to Ragusa. Ragusa is the one in the brains behind the script for the Timothy episode. But the filming, music, and stuff, that was me. But the brains and behind the story of the Timothy episode that's been mentioned throughout the channel from here to probably the end of the days, that was all from the mind of Mr. Ragusa, and he was also the first voice actor of on the channel, actually. And I think he also has his own channel going. He's a really good musician. He releases music himself. And unlike me, when it comes down to, because I don't have the vocal range that I used to be singing the songs that I have in store ready to release, but man, I wish the songs that I do have ready, I wish I could sing a lot of these, but I can't. My vocals are too worn down. Too much having to yell at numbskulls at work nowadays. Let's get that's just about right. I think I have about 6 stripes. No, I have about, because each plank has to be equal. Oh, I'm seeing what's wrong now. You never see it till the last second. Let's go here. Bottom line. There we go. This is so much more easier to do when you're not working on a controller that has a very bad stick drift on it, because all these liveries that I've ever had to release have been done on a controller that has a very, very bad stick drift on it. And you'll probably see that in some of my older videos, how the camera would just get flung out of nowhere, because you have to hold it. The old controller I had, you had to hold it perfectly still in order for the camera to hold still, because if not, it was just going to fly off screen. It actually happened during the Accidents Happen video where Gordon crashes into the buffers and just everything goes haywire. Managed to hold it still though from when Diesel 10 was, I don't even know how that happened. It was during that filming of the Diesel 10 livery showcase. I was just running Diesel at high speeds while recreating the Magic Railway scene where it was I don't know that character's name. I always forget his name. It was like the conductor's cousin, whatever his name was. Somebody will remember, but yeah, I was recreating that scene, and towards the end, like, I was trying to slow down, but I guess I wasn't paying attention. Junior, thank you. Yes, Junior. That scene, I recreated that scene in Train Sim World. And during that scene, Diesel 10, like at high velocity speeds, I guess I didn't see the turnoff that was right ahead of me. And by the time I was like about to face forward, Diesel just was leaning, and I noticed that But I was like, thank you again. I didn't really notice what was about to happen until the last second, and then he just went flying off the rails into the station. Luckily, I had pressed record before it had all went dark and they had reset the game entirely. Because in this game, which is why I didn't include the Henry's crash scene and the flying Kipper thing, you can't crash trains really. The game will just despawn everything, and you'll just got to restart the entire simulation, which sucks. You think for a train simulator game they would never mind. I guess because they're trying to be like a simulation game, but even trains I think has it where you can derail an engine, and it's kind of gonna be needed if you're writing a Thomas story. Like derailing is like not a major point in the series, but that happens a lot in the series. Alright, now it's always this problem. And then there's this solution. Just change the side. Would you look at that? We almost got a full troublesome truck going on here. I would say the lines are good for now. I'm probably have to go back after the stream and readjust them again, because I'm gonna probably see something wrong. But for now, that looks good to me. But time to add the smaller detail. Wrong side. Always when you're making liveries, do it on the side where the sun is facing towards, because if you're trying to do it on the opposite side, for whatever reason, they have the silliest feature where the other side is. I guess it's to know what it will look like in the dark, but I'm trying to make a livery and see what I'm doing, you know. I wish I could. There probably is a way to like get rid of that, but I have been too far gone from this game compared to how I used to be, because I used to know a lot about this game. Like, but something I didn't know, if you were here last stream, for those who were here last stream, we were driving the Behemoth at max speed, and I guess the boiler overheated, and somebody will explain it better than me. Active will explain it better than me. The boiler overheated, and basically we were near a boiler explosion, but the simulation basically crashed, and they just closed the game anyway. Which I didn't even know you could do, but I guess if you take two engines and attach them back to back, that's just bound to happen. Now this is the boring part, where you just gotta keep adjusting these lines stupidly steadily slow. The fusible plugs, yes, that. Hello, then I'm just gonna say the NYC. That's what it looks. Yeah, the fusible plugs, those. I did not know you can melt those, but apparently that's what happened when I was driving the engine at high velocity speeds. Well, we know what happens now. I don't think the game will crash, but well, because you know, in real life that probably wouldn't be pliable. I think if it crashed, it would be something a lot more different. Oh, we're starting to get that troublesome truck design going. There we go. Much better. Alright, now's that part. It's that door that's on the side of the troublesome truck that always gets to me. I gotta remember what that looks like, because I don't have a picture pulled up. I'm looking at the comments while also focusing on this livery, so I guess we're just gonna have to wing it for now. Maybe that's new. It could be, because I remember I was driving that looks cool, thank you. I remember I was driving the Behemoth last game, like Train Sim World 4, and I'll release I have the video of it happening, but it was going so fast that it didn't derail or anything. The train literally just split in half, and like you see it like splitting apart, almost like the Titanic. And it, like, as the train is going down the line, it just like splits in half, and then the screen, as it's going black, the train just goes flying off the rails. I've never had like a few. Yeah, it was some insanity. I've been doing some insane train simulator like stuff to like push the limit of this game. And during the testing of the Behemoth, when I was trying to see if it was actually able to upload, I had to, of course, see if it worked first. And this was the first time I was ever running it. I had put it up to full steam and everything because it wasn't working. But then I noticed whenever you drive the Behemoth, you got to make sure that the brakes are off on both sides. But whenever you drive the Behemoth, and this is a warning to anyone who's downloaded that formation, because you can get the Behemoth off of what's called, it's just two standards facing back. Drive that thing at the lowest speed, because if you think that you're going to be like a bullet train down the line, you're going to be a bullet train. But just remember that brakes stop working once you get past 200 miles. And you may risk crashing your game, because I've done that before. Like, the game would not open. It kept crashing every time I tried to open the game or reload the previous save. So I just had to if you want to crash your game, just know that the Behemoth is always there to help that job be complete. There's the whole reason why I drive it at slow speeds, and when it is shown in a video, it's only on display. It's literally just a display piece. Never drive that thing. I should have put that in the description. Just a display piece. Do not drive this. If you value your life, do not drive that. Alright. Ryan, I feel like your livery is getting there, but that troublesome truck is really throwing me off. Like, it's messing with me. So I want to fix that. So I'm gonna have to look up the troublesome truck. Thing about it is, which design do I want to go for? Do I want to go for a Railway Series design, or do I want to stick with the TV series design? Then again, this is the TV series Ryan. The Northwestern Railway Ryan is probably not even going to have the same troublesome truck design. Plus, I still got to figure out what that design would look like, because there's no... Ryan's like a... What was it? I keep forgetting what movie you come from, Ryan. I'm sorry, man. Unfortunately, all my lore on Thomas stops about at Hero of the Rails. Anything past that point, it slowly fades to dark. And that's only because I watched the movie that we all agree doesn't exist, Misty Island. That movie physically broke me. That never again. Sodor Legend of the Lost Treasure. Thank you. Yes. But yeah, after Misty Island and then that ending credit songs, that kind of physically broke me. It physically broke me mainly because so you're telling me this entire time that like there was I'm not gonna get into it, because even then when I first saw it, it baffled me. It made me question life. I still bought Bash and Dash though, because I love their designs, but that entire movie was a wild journey. The only movie I like is Hero of the Rails. I love Hero of the Rails, and to this day, and I will always say this, Bachman, please release a Bachman hero. Like, what is stopping you? That would be so... I just need a Bachman hero. I don't care if he costs like $400. Did you see the Unlucky Tugs rewrite of Misty Island? Unfortunately, due to me always having to work, I haven't been able to keep up in the loop of any Thomas-related content that's been going on. I've been so far out of the loop that the last thing Thomas-related that I think I watched was something, the James theme that Ragusa had just sent me in our meeting. Yeah, it's been so long. And I've been like, it's been wild. It's been crazy. And I think, yeah, I do. I believe I do. Yeah, I got work tomorrow anyway, but I don't gotta work that long, thankfully. But, yeah, it's been crazy. I literally just can't believe I'm back, because, there's a whole hilarious story behind why I basically am back. I didn't get fired. It's just that because of how I work, and as I was talking about in the last stream, I basically essentially got banned from working over the hours that I used to work. Like, I'm not allowed to anymore. So it was whatever. I guess I can just return to the channel now. I guess it worked out either way for me. Okay, now my computer is wanting. We need to look up Ryan's livery, but it doesn't. It would appear that the computer doesn't want to do its thing. Oh my goodness. There we go. It only took 400 years. Finally, okay, so troublesome truck design. I'm forgetting what that door looks like. That's the part that's throwing me off. Where your livery is literally this close to being complete, Ryan, so I can re-release you with your new design, because this close. But that troublesome truck design is forever going to bother me, and until I fix it, you sir need to stay inside of the works. You're not ready to hit the rails just yet, but you will be soon. Don't worry. Here we go, troublesome truck. Now it's going to take me through 300 results until I can find the Thomas Fan wiki where no, I wouldn't do the Bachmann design. The Bachmann designs are pretty decent. Except the James, though. That's kind of been... That James, if anyone's seen, like, his smoke box having that splash of red going onto it. Really, if you want a hero, just buy the Diapet. The Diapet, did I say that correctly? Probably didn't. But I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know what that is. Luckily enough, we have a computer right here. Voila. Hold on, troublesome truck. We have to look up this Diapet hero. Damn, what is that? Oh, that actually. Oh, it's okay. Scratch that. I might have a hero on the layout sooner than I thought. Thanks for that little tidbit. I can modify that. I can work with that. Good call. I didn't even know that. See, that's what I'm saying. I've been out of the loop for so long. When did they... Yeah, I need to get back in the loop. That's bad. Yeah, found it. I knew something was off about the design. I was doing something wrong. Right about there. It's the detail there. Alright, let's fix that. Okay, that design is gonna... That design's gonna mess with me to the end of the days. What? Even on the Bachmann model, they had kind of goofed up the design. It's crazy. Like, one line sits a bit lower than the other one. Okay. Yeah, that works, I guess. And just... Actually, that design kind of fits that much better. Huh. Interesting. But it only fits in S-gauge track, but not curves. Some modifications required, and I don't have anything that could possibly do any modifications. Always the modifications. But I've gotten back into painting models again because I've had a little bit of time on my hands, and I haven't lost too much of the skill. I might upload a photo of it to the community post so everyone can take a look at all the custom models I've been working on. And there goes what's going on? Stream lag. Yep. Kind of love the stream lag. Then again, it's stormy, so if we have a bit of stream lag, I apologize. Probably not a good idea to film or do a live stream during a stormy night, but you know, we'll survive. Okay, now it's doing that. Why are you doing that? It's always that. Why is it like that? Why is it doing that? Another problem I'll have to fix in a bit. Oh. There we go. If there's a problem, there is a solution. Just not this one, because now you look weird. It's always something, always something. Alright. I'll figure that out later. Right now, you're kind of hurting my brain trying to figure that out. Alright. Let's group all these together. Make sure that these are all grouped together, right? Yep. And yet there's the issue that we're going to be having to figure out. Why do you want to do that? Welcome to Train Sim World 5, everyone. Don't set your expectations too high. The developers obviously did it. Okay. Maybe if we... Okay. Maybe. Success. Love it when a plan comes together. And just about... I think that is a completed Ryan right there. Mission success. The troublesome truck might be a bit shorter, but we'll have to see when we connect him to his to a train. Perfect. All right. Good job, Brian. Looking fantastic. Now, who's the next livery on the chopping block? Tim. Well, then, good friend, we're gonna have to update you since you've gotten an update. That's just how I keep track of everything. Make sure everything's up to date. I always gotta change the version. Nope. Yeah, Percy. We'll get to you in a bit, but first we need to go to Thomas. If it doesn't crash the game. Oh, it doesn't crash the game, but the camera's stuck. Nice. Pure perfection. And that means I would have to close the game and reload it. And I'm not doing that, so. But this is what I was talking about. The shading. the shading detail thing. When you what you want to do is, if you look how I have my Thomas design, that little what shape is this? This is a specific shape. It's actually a shading shape. It's a square shape that actually gets darker or lighter towards the end, and it's just built into Train Sim World 4 and 5. I think people do use this, but it makes really good shading effects for when you're trying to do like a depth perception to make it look like, you know, the engine aren't just, they're more detailed than what they really are. And that is especially noticed in how I designed Thomas's doors over here, because the cab don't start right there. It clearly starts a bit further back than that, but how I have it designed, I have it so that it looks like, and because of how it's shaded, it looks like Thomas's cab is bigger than what it really is. Now, if only we could fix that running board, the buffers being that, still having that blue stripe on them. Unfortunately, I cannot zoom in on it because it wants to be, the camera itself does not want to cooperate. That little blue stripe right there on the buffers. If only Train Sim World or Dovetail could fix that, that would be that could really help out, but I doubt it. Alright. So, now that we've gone over that, what liveries did does anybody remember what I had originally had said we were going to go over? Oh yes. I Will Eat You had said, if I scroll in the comments, they uploaded their liveries, and I said we would check those out. To the livery, to the online sharing hub, whatever they call it in this game. I'm just gonna call it the livery store. This is but before we get to that, this is what I was talking about. Somebody had asked that I release. No. Last stream I promised to show Bluebell's fan, I believe, the cattle vans, and that would be those. But will they allow me to go and see an up close photo, or am I going to have to go to the gallery again? It's always the gallery. It's always the gallery. Don't mind the other liveries. Those are just... Where is it? There they are. These. Now these took a little finesse, but these are the Bachmann ones. The Bachmann Great Western Railway vans that you can actually get. The door is the wrong shade of green though. I kind of messed up there. So those probably need to be updated. Or stuff like this, the raspberry tanker. But fan OCs, yes. I do still. How many fan OCs do I have to do actually? Those look nice. It took a lot of time to do. Extremely long time for some details, like who was the worst design? Bell. Raspberry decals look mega amazing. I appreciate it. I wonder, actually, now this is some, we're going all the way back now. I'm gonna go through all the way to the original. I wonder if I can get to there quickly, because I have my original James and, the original James and Gordon that I originally uploaded, like, a while ago. They're actually right there in that photo. The Stania versions. Those were the off designs. They look really bad in comparison, but they are I think my most downloaded livery. so, yes, this. But before we go, yes, this monstrosity. When driving this, actually, did I put it in a? Yeah, I kind of did put it in the description. When driving this behemoth, use the utmost care. All right. I wasn't exactly in the right state of like thinking space when we designed this behemoth. The 2882. Never the smartest idea. And then somebody had asked, did I had released this? How do I? Scruffy. I was trying to see how do I click more info, but my computer is blocking the screen, so I can't really see. Yeah, the Scruffy. His face, out of every face I designed, besides Annie and Clarabelle, was my favorite one to work on. Diesel 10's face. Stephanie. Oh yeah, you saw the Stephanie. Yep, right there. Where's that? Everyone's favorite. Still one of my best side tank designs. Like when I say side tank, I mean taking a diesel, a class 08, and turning it into an engine. I want to also do a Percy version of this and do all of the tank engines that I in this design, but also have another steam engine design, how I did Thomas, like for Rosie and them. But how would I pull off a Stepney design? That's the tough one. Pulling off that design on the engine, the Fowler 4F, I don't think that's possible. And plus, without those the red driving right, it just wouldn't look right. It just wouldn't look as good, in my opinion. Yes, Clarabelle and Annie. Best design, in my opinion, because of the face, because they just combined the Railway Series design. Duck became a diesel, now he meant. Yeah, he's angry. He's extremely upset. He doesn't talk about it, nor does he want to talk about it. He doesn't want to show his face to the camera. Every photo we tried to get of him, he turned away. But he looks nice, but he doesn't want to hear it. Poor Duck. Another fan design. Here's a good example of another fan design, and also someone whose character. This is Patchwork Hero. Yeah, we're gonna get there. But this is We Love Teddy. One of the OG subscribers, along with another OG who's currently here, Bluebell's fan. This is their character right here. One of their fan design, and the blue and the green character OCs you see there, those are not mine. Those are actually theirs. So yeah, we do. And who's that hiding right there in that? I see a purple engine. How did Callie get there? She like trolling in the background right there. I see you. And of course we have the original Donald and Douglas, but I just hiding in the back. And of course Toby himself. I don't the map that I used for this photo of Toby was just the training center, but for whatever reason it just fits Toby so well. The map that they first give you in the beginning of the game fits Toby so well. And like I said, they look really good from the side, but any other angle, it's in kind of pushing it. But let's go to this Patchwork Hero. Yes, Patchwork Hero. I feel like Patchwork Hero, in my opinion, is definitely one of the slept-on designs. Like, not many people really look at his design as like that well. But I like Patchwork Hero. I loved Patchwork Hero. Patchwork Hero in that movie, like, I always wanted a Patchwork Hero Tomy model, but could never find one. And they were always sold out. And to this day, I really want to get a Patchwork, and I probably will. I'm probably gonna have to spend an arm and a leg just to get one, but a patchwork hero is just pure perfection. Hero looks great. Thank you. And of course the mainland diesel. This one was a part of the James. Yep, that's the thumbnail for the James video right there. Was it Journey Beyond Sodor, or am I thinking of another movie? No. Was it Journey Beyond Sodor? How do you not know? You remade the scene. Yeah, thank you. But yes, I'm over hitting myself in the head trying to remember what it was. Yes, this is a cursed, first attempt of Thomas as a site. We don't talk about this Thomas. He's only ever appeared once and stayed that way. Sucks the wheels can't be painted. Yeah, it kind of sucks that only exists for the Flying Scotsman. I wish you could paint the wheels in here, but it is what it is. I guess you can't really expect much from Dovetail, to be honest. Ocean Man. Oh yeah, so, some of the other diesels that I never really got into. When I originally started the channel, I focused primarily on steam locomotives, but once Iron Sam and Boko had came into the picture, then I started introducing the other diesels. It went Devious Diesel, Airig, Bert, and then somebody, I think We Love Teddy, same person, were asking for me to release the diesels with no faces, so I released a face version and a faceless version for whatever reason. But I guess people do like the no face versions of the diesels too. I mean, then it fits in with the steam locomotive since they don't have faces either. The Bowler diesel, of course. Ocean Man. This needs a rework, but this was a scenario that you could download. It was a Day of Sodor, and you can see it has the original Jubilee Gordon on it. Yeah. The milk tanker and the Sodor fuel tankers, because of how those have to, those things are flipping huge. And funny enough, the Fowlers can't move those. Sucks layers can't be put with steel. I would love to give them faces. I would love that too, but why? I don't see why that's not possible though. No. Yin and Yang is the most popular livery at 990 downloads, close to a K. And then Gordon reigns second place, the standard Gordon. And this is something that I remember back in the day. Like, I say back in the day as it was long ago, but back then, what I used to do was I only used the free versions of each actual DLC, what's called, so everyone could download it. So this standard Gordon was made for people who didn't have the Jubilee DLC yet, so they could still have a Gordon in their game and stuff like that. And then when they did have the Jubilee DLC, they could get a Jubilee Gordon, so it's kind of somewhat more accurate. So by the time they actually had saved up enough money and actually could get the Flying Scotsman, I would have a Flying Scotsman version ready for them. So it was for them that still have their Gordon without having to go and, have to make one themselves. I always used to design my liveries like that. You always get a whole free version, and then if you just so happen to have the DLC that they had released, you could get the Jubilee version, which was much more accurate, or you could get the Scotsman version, because I would always make 3 versions of every DLC, just like the Flying Scotsman Henry that's going to be coming out. There's going to be a version, because different people have a different design, like when it comes for each character, and since this game is so limited, it's good to have some choice. It takes a long time to have to design each of these liveries over and over again, but it's worth it. In my eyes, it's worth it. And of course, the Iron Twins, Iron Mike and Iron Holly, you two made an appearance in the last. And these are a different variant of the Sodor nuke trucks. This one's more in line with how Bill and Ben are painted. So, because I'm not sure if it's ever really, because this was before I had made Bill and Ben, is that Bill and Ben kind of do interact with the Sodor Ironworks a bit. So these trucks, but they belong to Holly now. But originally these were just going to be Bill and Ben's trucks that they appeared with when they made an appearance in the episodes. But I never got around to making their livery. And when I finally did, it was just recently. Because Bill and Ben's design, of course, that's impossible to kind of put on a steam engine. Well, a Fowler. It's impossible to put on a Fowler. And then, of course, everyone, the best, Hero himself. Another livery that needs to be updated, but he also appeared alongside Yin and Yang. Another livery that, if ever I'm like just playing the game and just chilling, like not streaming, not recording a video, I'm most likely driving Hero to get to and from, because I'm always scouting each map or DLC that I buy for filming locations, and the engine I always choose to like drive around with is always Hero. It's either going to be Hero or Edward. I always choose those picked to drive around in. And yeah, the milk tankers, yeah, they're flipping massive. Like those things, I feel like I need to like make the lettering a bit bigger because of how just freaking these things are huge. And the only other version you can get of those that are just slightly smaller, they have like a bend in the middle, so it just doesn't look like a milk tanker. But I also got a whole plethora of other liveries that I need to get out released. And where's Bear? I want to work on Bear. I should have finished designing his face, but with how his the headlights on the front of the diesel are facing, I can't really put a face unless I design it so that his eyes are a part of the headlights. But do you know how creepy that's going to look when like someone's driving Bear in the night and his eyes are glowing? That tanker could keep a town hydrated. Yes, definitely. I think one of those, you would never need another tanker. Like, so the town would be good. The milk deliveries would be shortened, like, drastically. Who is Ernie? Oh, you look grumpy. Oh, I remember you. Now, he has a story behind him. And the face design for this character is like just custom made. I didn't use really, well, it's a blend of multiple faces. And oh yeah, he has the same shading design. Here's that shading little aspect I keep talking about. This is a really good way to shade your what's called, because his actual color is just base red. But if you take this little, just take that little square shape, that little shading square shape, and I'm gonna show you what shape that is right now. And it improves the livery so much. So if you ever want to do like a coal effect on an engine, or just have it so like it just looks really good, this shape right here, and it's a part of Train Sim World 5 and 4. So no matter what version of the game you got, this works. But I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna spawn it again because I spawned it on the wrong side. You gotta go here, then do that. If you just take this, put that right there. I'm gonna leave it that color, but if you look at that. So let's say I just wanted to make like a snowy version, like for the winter and stuff. See, it's a really easy thing to do. Really good way to do shading on, or if you just want how that's the same way how Ocean Man is shaded. I took multiple of those and layered it over multiple times to get that shading effect, and it looks really nice. It's not a lot, but it does improve a design a lot. But his paint is a little too dark, so I'm gonna change him to be a bit more redder, just to show like, there we go. Now that's much more. I didn't know you were live, just dropping by to say. Yeah, I forgot to send out the message. I got off of work and immediately just went into go ahead and start streaming. We're just working on some liveries. And welcome, Mr. Ragusa. Everyone, welcome Ragusa, the man, the myth, the legend behind the story of Timothy. But that shade of red is much, much more lovely. Much more beautiful. Actually, I'm going to save that. And I might put your name on the back of your, what's it called? Where that little nameplate section is right there. I think that might spruce it up a bit. But where to next? Fuel tanker, soda, raspberry tanker, soda oil tanker. These ones are still unreleased. These are you're supposed to have these with Ocean Man, but these are they're actually aquarium tankers, but I got lazy. And not to mention, you cannot put a full description as the title, or it would just cut out half of it. But this is those tankers that you saw Ocean Man pulling behind him or in front of him a lot. And they only appeared once, and I never released these for whatever reason. Probably because I felt like I wanted to add more like aquatic animals in the scene, and I just felt like it feels too basic. It feels too barren. And originally, I was going to put SpongeBob's house that's on Ocean Man on the tankers, but I felt like it would be more nice if I had put them on Ocean Man instead of on the tanker. Good call on my decision, because Ocean Man would have felt a little bit blank if he didn't have the SpongeBob's house on the side of him. SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick. I'm out here forgetting SpongeBob character's name. I gotta stop working. What if you make the lower break van the nowhere break van? Luckily, I have the computer loaded up so I can see what you're talking about. But here we have my favorite design out of all the diesels that I've done, the Class 08s that I've done. That designing this, like, look at this. I can move it around because it's all in pieces and stuff like that. But I think there's two on both sides. I would separate this, but putting this all back together, some of it doesn't like to go back together when messed with, so I'm gonna leave it alone. But yeah, you see that Squidward's house is like, each of these had to be, I looked up had to do that little micro detail for each of them too. I feel like when it comes to micro detailing stuff in this game, it's not that hard to do when you really can master it and get down to it. But the stripes on that pineapple, to get those curves on that pineapple with the stripes, never again. Never again. It's just like a paint van. ABR 20. I probably could easily make that as we speak. Let me look at it right now. And I know what design I'm going to use as the basis. We'll use the Spiteful Brake Van. I don't think he has a face. Yeah. No, this is the wrong brake van. I gotta start labeling these better. What we're gonna do is copy. There we go. Which man, we'll just call you B for now. I don't know what to call you. There we go. There's the spiteful brake van and your double faces. That's not terrifying. I apologize for anyone who for the nightmare fuel that probably induced. We're just gonna focus on the front of your face from now on. But let's do okay. So no, where brake van? Where? Nowhere. Brake. Am I saying that right? What do you feel like? Oh, brother, man, you are tweaking your faces. Okay, I gotta stop doing that. I'm still looking. I'm gonna have to look it up in the downtime. I can. Is that it? Nope. Aye. Now this one's a long story. I really wanted this one to be released, but he had a full face too, and I would have to switch games just to show. But he is another one of them who lost like a lot of their design during the transfer over to Train Sim World 5. Poor Hector, and he was another livery. He was actually supposed to have his own episode, his own shorts episode. Jeez, I didn't even know you could get backlash over a livery. Then again, I got chewed out on what was it, Reddit, when I had uploaded the yin yang livery. Some people were upset about that. I don't understand why. It was just a livery, one that I thought would be pretty neat. One side being yin, the other side being yang. I don't get it. It's just yin and yang. Why? Some people just love being angry. Nope. Wrong livery. Now this one. I want to release this one, but this is one of the problems I keep running into. I have liveries that are fully complete and I want to release, like Toby's museum coach. But I can't because it says I need a specific DLC. I have bought so many DLCs from this game and they still say I don't have it. So I gotta make another version of this pretty soon, actually, probably around 12. But this Toby Museum Coach livery. You were a sucker to make, because like I said, I'm really financed when it comes to the details. But I cannot for the life of me figure out who. I'm looking for Bear, but I forgot the engine class that I have him on. While also looking at other liveries because I'm getting sidetracked each time. Nope, not on there. Nope, not on there, not on there. But I could have sworn I had put that livery there, but okay. That looks like his class that I had made him on, but he's not. This says I have 0 liveries on there, so is it here? There's Bear. Hello, Bear. Yeah, now it's the face problem. Okay, so the problem with Bear is where his face is located. It's a his eyes would need to be like glowing anytime you have it. It Bear, yeah, it it's a bear. Class 45 is pretty cool. That's why I used it. It's pretty close-ish. Not all the way close, but it fits. It fits the description somewhat. Just like how you can kind of pass off, Yeah, and if I have paint up a face livery for him, where those headlights are, is where I usually put the eyes. So Bear would literally become like a demigod among diesels every time you take him for a drive, because his eyes would just be glowing in the night. And whether that be terrifying or awesome, you decide. I'll let y'all decide whether, like, that's the whole reason why I haven't really completed this livery, because I always put a face on diesels specific, because I can do that since they have so much space, like surface area provided on their the front facing part. But when it comes down to Bear, I'm like, I don't think I want, a godly bear wandering the lines. The type of power that he would bring is the destruction we do not need right now. Diesel 10 fears Bear. Alright, and that is a canon fact. The only Diesel who could stand up to him is Bear. You do not challenge Bear. KSCR van, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? No. Perhaps. No. Wrong again. Yeah, no, I remember. We're supposed to be working on a Henry. Henry. I'm going to use Gordon's livery to make you. Copy. We're gonna call you VH, so I know it's Henry. Beepity boop. Welcome to the chat active. Welcome to the stream. We're currently going over some liveries and looking at some liveries that are on the way or currently being worked on. Right now we're working on a more accurate, not more accurate, just the old body shape Henry, so we're using the Flying Scotsman. My camera's currently stuck because every time this game, like I close the livery, the camera tends to do that. So I'm just going to have to design this the old-fashioned way how I did it before. It's going pretty good. It was a pretty long day at work, but, teach that shade of green is blinding me, Henry. That shade of green needs to go back in the tunnel. We're going to tone that down just a bit. Is that a good shade of... That shade of green actually looks pretty good. What did we say? Does that shade of green look good, or should we tone it down some more? To me, that looks pretty good. That's a almost accurate Henry. Now just remove those side things on your smoke box and you'll be dandy. I just bought a crap ton of model train scenery. I also bought some model train scenery that I need to start adding to the layout after it was destroyed, and I'm just now putting it back together. But I got some model clay rocks that I need to actually put together and some cargo for some scenes. Looks about right. Then we're in business. It's a accurate Henry so far. All right. Now here's the tricky part. You got to go through and paint each, and you're kind of seeing how I painted up this livery. And then I'm gonna show you why you can't paint that running board red. Never paint the running board red, because it's just gonna fuse to the tires and it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna look weird. You're gonna have a red stripe running along the wheels every time they rotate. All right, let's see how this goes. 132 shapes just to make Gordon. Still not even the engine that uses up the most. I think Callie uses up about 300 pieces. Hear me out, Flying Fox, which is a dark blue A3. Almost like the Gordon I just released, almost. Or are we thinking of a more darker shade of blue here? Who on earth is that? Oh, just checks out. I'm getting messages from beyond the grave. Just paint. I don't know why your wheels aren't changing. Oh yeah, wait. That's all separate pieces too. Nope, I did something wrong. Welcome back, Steamy Hydro Engine. It does look like Gordon a bit too. Like it's a really good shade, but this will be our boy Henry. I gotta remember, I gotta go through and also get the names of everyone who made these requests, because I literally forgot. I remember each request, but I just don't remember who requested what. That was over a year ago of requests that need to be fulfilled. And some art requests. I know a few people have asked for some art requests. Those will be the harder, more difficult ones to do, because when it comes down to my art and how I draw, I pretty much bully myself when it comes down to my art. If it doesn't look right to me, I don't like it. Yeah, I'll redraw the entire thing. I critique my own art. A lot. Night of Thistle, a really was painted in the I think I just requested some trust. I think I livery back when I had my own shit. I'll have to go through and remember each one of them. The front, Blue Bells fan, the Fred Palma trucks and the UOP trucks. I released those. I'm gonna have to go through and check again. I thought I did, or I think I'm mixing it up with the fact that I released Duck, and he was connected to the ULP van and the Fred Palma in the photo. So I think I'm getting that mixed up. That's the thing. I needed to get the Scotsman DLC. It was like Bear and Alfred. Oh, there's an Alfred. Alfred was released a long time ago. That was a request by someone else a long time ago. Long time ago. I think Alfred was released. Yeah. He was released a while ago. And I'm pretty sure he showed up in the background of a video. Any livery I make and that doesn't have like its own showcase either shows up in the background if you're paying attention, or is like in the shorts. It's in shorts. But when it comes down to the newer liveries that we were just looking at, those ones don't really appear in videos. Like Ryan, I think Ryan has only appeared in photos. Same goes for Belle and Arthur. Like a lot of characters are, but they will be making an appearance in the upcoming special we have planned. Every character will make an appearance, even the fan create liveries. That's kind of why I'm trying to get everything done, all these liveries done and complete right now, because it's all leading up to the special we have planned. let's just keep getting this Henry looking well so far. Now it's just those wheels. Those wheels are still off, pal. And the tender. Unless you stole Gordon's tender. That, you know, we could have it look like that, like you stole Gordon's tender. That actually would be quite funny. Henry, that's not your tender. Well, I'll think about it. The special special, if you wanted to say yes. The special special. The long-awaited work in progress. Hello, Jacob. Hello, welcome to the stream. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is your second time here, welcome back. There is an episode called It's Good to Be Gordon, where Gordon and Henry swap tenders. Oh, so then it's just an actual thing. Then it might just be a special livery that I release. Henry might get a Gordon tender livery. Well, that will bring Henry up to 3 different variants of himself. Well, no. 5 different variants of himself. He's competing with the James in liveries. But the one, of course, who still reigns supreme in liveries right now with how many they have is Thomas. The variations of Thomas that currently exist. Thomas is like all over this game with his liveries. Now, someone who doesn't have that many liveries is it's our boy Edward. Edward's kind of just got 3. Thought it'd be him. Bust my boat. You know, Henry, I'm not gonna lie, you probably would have. I know we all know you weren't really a Scotsman, and you probably weren't designed by the man himself. But if you really were, you would be a damn fine Scotsman. I'll tell you that much. Oh, apologize. That one slip of the tongue. Work's been getting to me. I apologize. Luckily, that was halfway into the stream. Edward's perfect. He doesn't need variants. He really is. Apologies. That. Try to keep it PG, but sometimes it's. Sometimes it slips out. But they curse a lot at work, and it's always around me. Not even gonna lie. But keep that off the channel. That was a slip of the tongue. Back to the Henry livery. So far, so good. Perfect. Now it's just a tender, and there's a small blue spot that I just now noticed in the name tag. Okay, so not perfect, but we're getting there. Slow and steady wins the race. But in this case, we're not really, slow and steady. We're kind of rushing this, but it's only because it's going on 12 o'clock and I got work the next day. So, gotta get this done in a timely yet patient manner because don't want to make a mistake. Now's the fun part, changing each and every individual letter on the nameplate. This is the tedious part. And as much as I would love to just group this all together and then copy and paste it to the opposite side, it's probably going to spawn sideways or just like off center. And I rather just, we'll see if it works, because usually when I do that, it tends to mess up. Indeed, I just love doing that for builders plates. Exactly, and it's all, these plates are something else. especially ones that have designs like this, because and the lettering has to be perfect. Everyone, I would like you to meet Hendon. Remember that old HO scale scrap steam locomotive? You could turn that into hero, but when Thomas found him. If you the HO scale, if you're talking about the layout scrap engine, yeah, I know what you're talking. If that's the one you're talking about, that's kind of what I was planning on doing with them. Was like that's the whole secret to what's going on with that engine, because that engine, if you go back in like really old photos of when I first built that train up, it it had like it looked more Gordon-ish and had like these side deflectors on it. I basically tore those off because they were super glued on. I basically tore them off on purpose to give it more of a hero looking design to it. And I've left it was a model kit, and in fact I can look that model up right now and tell you where to get it from. It was a model kit. It was like $35, and it was like really it's easy to put together. And it's plastic, but if you got like, let's say like a 3D printer or stuff like that, you probably could modify it into a running model. Hello, I'm really terrible with names. So, Jorgie, I apologize. Names and me never get along. But welcome. If this is your first time here, I was discussing Hendon over here, or currently or soon to be Henry, as his nameplates is currently depicting. Why does your name? Okay, let's finish this so you're no longer Hendon. Let's turn you into Henry. There we go. All right, Henry. Well, I apologize for your name. We'll fix that right now. But that model is a Itari, Itari, something like that. Whatever that company brand name, and that's a German steam locomotive, I believe. It was like $35. It was a pretty decent model, HO scale, but yeah, the only reason why I haven't gotten back around to it is because not even like a week ago, some family had came to visit and they were messing with the layout, and one of my nieces decided took a fancy to that engine and started using it as a weapon to bash on the side of the layout. So it's currently not in the best condition right now and doesn't look the best, and it's currently missing its the coal piece that was in the tender and its underwheels. Yeah, it got decimated. And yeah, poor and it was just a scrap model that was sitting there. Hendon the Fast Fusion Engine. Yes, Hendon the Fast Fusion Engine. We'll fix that in a minute. I'm just yeah, back to the model. Yeah, that HO scale model, it's on its last legs, but it's missing a lot of pieces now. It took a beating, and it was super glued together, so I thought it was going to be all right, but it never survived. It got it got destroyed. It was bad. It was terrible, and the layout itself had to be completely of all engines, exactly. Of all engines you could mess with. Originally, they were trying to mess with Thomas because he was out on the layout, but I had swiped him up and put him back in the packaging, and then put him up on a high shelf because I don't even want to know what happened to that Thomas model, because that cost me like $90 just for that Thomas. And that's the whole reason why I don't run certain models on the layouts, because of how expensive they were. Henry is the only one I allow to run, even though he's had the biggest accident I consider. He didn't fall off the layout. He was running on the track, and I guess the lines weren't connected right. And as he rolled over, a huge spark came from underneath him, and smoke started to come out of it. I thought it was done, and I had fried him, but he still works perfectly fine. So Out of all hinges I trust to run on the layout, it's Henry. Uh, Emily she's a single wheel. She doesn't do that well around certain curves. Not to mention she's like not the strongest engine in my collection. She can't get up the hills, and her funnel is too tall to the point where she can't get through the tunnels that I have installed now on the layout. Edward is a good runner. It's just that when he gets over a switch point, stops suddenly and then goes again. This is why you lock your doors. Oh, that's the unfortunate part. My layout isn't like, it's not hidden anywhere. It's literally in the living room. So anyone can just walk in and just start messing with it. It's literally just in the living room. I don't have space anywhere else to put it. The other choice is the garage, which is negatory because the moisture in that garage would damage the trains most indefinitely. You thought Hero took a bad damage? You don't want to see trains that have been left in a humidity like that's in that garage. Very sad. Poor. Yeah, I might actually, the damage that model, that HO scale model, and I love like taking like videos with that model too. It wasn't painted up or anything. It was still the matte black design that it had. But that was before I had my Thomas, like, it started gotten back into like train collection again. That model was like my first technical model that I had for the layout. So when it was being destroyed, it was just like, and I had just gotten off of work too, so just watching it be destroyed, I was like, dang. Welcome back, Freddy Gamer. We were just discussing the tragedy that befell the HO scale model scrap engine that is on my layout. Hey, I kind of really wish that they didn't started messing with that model, but it was the closest to the edge of the table, and I'm lucky I had got there in time because she was starting to reach for the station. I have a security station office that I bought. It was a Welthers model that I had just finished painting, and I had to put multiple layers to get the shading on it just right. And it looks almost TV series-ish. It is for a scrapyard. Yeah, and that's the funny thing. It was a scrapyard. Hero is currently sitting in said scrapyard because now he really is just a scrap engine now because it was destroyed, completely demolished. I can't do anything with him. I gotta buy a whole new model of Hero, basically. And the sad part was that model is perfectly HO scale to where if you found some like HO scale wheels, you can just attach to them right underneath and like put like a chassis on it, and it will run perfectly fine. You would probably have to put some weights in the top because of course it is a plastic engine, and you know plastic engines are notorious for not doing so well. But you know it would have been a runnable custom Hero model in the least. And Henry, what am I doing? That lettering is messing with me. Something's off. Is that it? No, Henry, your name is messing with me. But yeah, that was the story that befell the layout, and for like an entire week, cause tragically, even worse. Lessons learned by all of your engines. Yeah, the rolling stock and all that was off to the side, like way out of the way, so none of that got damaged, but the layout sustained the most of the damage. Like they were like taking the track apart and stuff like that and rearranging it how they wanted it, and then like taking like the track and hitting on the porcelain glass houses that I have, because those are antique model houses. They kept hitting on the library, and then was trying to hit the station and then push it off the table. They're made out of glass, and you can't find those anywhere else. I don't know. Like, like you could have messed with everything on the layout, but do not mess with those. Those are like really antique, and those are like from my grandparents. You know, don't mess with those. and like trying to push it off and like like break it. And I had to move those towards the center of the layout. They were spared and saved, and no damage because you know they're pretty sturdy. What's it called? And the Christmas town, that little glass Christmas town that appears on the layout. Those are like really antique, like Christmas layout sets. They nearly got demolished. Luckily, the only thing that sustained really heavy damage, or unluckily, was Hero. Hero took one for the entire railway and was damaged beyond belief. This is worse than the tragedy that befell Thomas's original shed. Like back when I originally started the channel, Thomas had a shed that was in the works, like being designed. Like, because I was custom building out of cardboard because I couldn't afford one, so I was going to custom build it and paint it up. But then it was the incident of the cable man who had came here to install the cable in the house. He had bumped into the table I had set up, and everything that was on the opposite side slid down to now the collapsed side, and unfortunately the shed was on that side. Thomas wasn't in it at the time. Some clear plastic. Yeah, I'm actually going because I got some clear plastic and I'm about to saw it probably when I get some time and put like a barrier around the layout. It was a tragic day for the layout, but it's back up and running now. In fact, it's the way I have redesigned it. I had to redesign it. And hold on, give me a second. I'll be right back. I apologize. I shall be right back. Give me about 20 minutes. Thank you. For now, just hit take a look at Henry's model. Can I hide the overlay? No, please turn off the lights. That blinded me for a second. I apologize for anybody. Not the cable man. Yes, the cable man had to come through and destroy everything, but I'll be back to continue the story. And we are back. Apologize for the disappearance. Issues like always. Alright, back. Well, yeah, the cable man destroying the entire layout. Well, no, the shed. Yeah, the original iteration of Thomas's shed was destroyed by the cable dude. And of course, it wasn't his fault. I don't know why he was moving the table. Like, was that really necessary? Not going to lie, you a great northern $2 $2. If I had enough money on me, probably. Well, if I had money on me right now, because most money usually goes to, we know, bills. Can I make a story about that for the show? Yeah. Absolutely. But in the good news of the layout's it's coming along better now. I got more trees. The tunnels look better now, and the way I've designed it is that there's a bridge that kind of raises up and kind of works as a barrier to keep all the stuff away from, you know, people who want to mess with it, while also keeping those who have some common sense and know not to touch it, so they can still admire it from a distance. So I've built up the bridge in a way so it protects everything and you can't really mess with it until I can build an actual barrier for the actual tail. But Henry, I think you're almost done. We just need to fix that number 3 on your tender. And you see, the old way I used to do this was really complicated and really annoying. You just gotta keep layering and layering and layering and layering the numbers until you get the red outline of for the engine, which is tedious, and it really does. It's a time drainer. It really does suck. But now in Train Sim World, what you can do now is they have the actual outline, but I don't think they have it in that shape. You can just get the outline of set number and just layer it over, but I don't think they have it in the shape. Oh no, they do. Love it when a plan comes together. But so, all right, Henry, you're losing your number, but that's the wrong number, Henry. We got you, but I was trying to match the outline. Delete all that. Or if I want, I could just leave you numberless, like how you and Gordon and Edward appear inside of the 3 Railway Engines book cover, where y'all have no numbers on your side, which I probably should have done for the Northwestern Railway liveries, but I kind of like the NWR. So the Northwestern Railway stays. There we go. Next step. Number 1, don't mess with my models. Don't mess with my models like anything. Just look or drive Thomas. Exactly, and I was trying to tell them. I was like telling them that the controller was right there. So if you wanted to, like, you know, drive the trains, you could. But no, they rather destroy the layout. I guess because that was funnier. I don't know. Whatever. It was. Unfortunately, usually I would always take pictures of my layouts so I remember what they look like. But for this one time, I decided, you know, it looks good, and I just didn't take a photo. And that was my biggest mistake, because when it got destroyed and completely mixed up, and it just looked like someone took a box of tracks and dumped it onto a huge table. That's how much the layout was destroyed. When I saw that and I didn't have a photo, I was just like, crap. You know, he's clumsy. Yeah, unfortunately, they weren't clumsy. She knew what she was doing exactly because uh, who was it? My cousin said apparently that's how I acted when I was younger, but I was always respectful to other people's property, especially when it came to trains. I've seen so many awesome models throughout my days, and I've never touched them. I always look at them and admire them. I love looking at model train railways and just admiring them. There was a whole model train show, and this was the only one I ever was able to go to. I've never seen like a real steam locomotive up close in my life, nor have I gotten the experience of being near like a railway, except when I took Amtrak and never again. But I've never seen a steam train up close, but the one time I was able to see like just a model steam locomotive, and this was the first time I ever heard of like Bachman stuff. So when the first time I ever saw it, my eyes like lit up. I didn't even know they had model trains back then. I only ever could see them on a TV. So that was awesome when I saw them. Exactly. Admire. Why Yeah, I surprisingly, as someone who grew up with like, cause VHS and Henry is now done. Let's start there. Henry is now complete. But as someone who grew up with like the actual Thomas and Friends VHSs, like, cause I didn't have like, I didn't grow up. Well, sometimes I watched it on the old channel called Sprout back when that was airing, and that's how I would watch it. But I always grew up on the old VHS tapes. I only take the dark trains and Dallas ones. I don't think I've ever like taken a train unless I went to go buy, and even then I didn't like asking to use people's money because even as a kid I felt bad when I had to ask people for stuff. I never liked that because as a kid, I was like, what if they need that money for something? And I would never ask. And no matter how much I ever wanted something, and that's also a lot of the reason why I always missed out on like getting Hero. Because the one time I did run across a Patchwork Hero, I just couldn't. I was like, what if, they probably need that money for something. A train really isn't that important. And to this day, I still agree with that. If I just, no matter how badly I probably wanted that train, I'm always going to put someone else's needs above mine. That's just how my brain operates. I just can't do that. But Henry, you are now complete. I will change your name later, but we'll have to release you probably when I wake up tomorrow. Any livery I complete tonight is definitely getting released. Any and all liveries completed, or uh, do I want to work on Percy right now? Because Percy, designing you is a headache, mainly because you have such a weird, like, design shape. True, like, even how I just need to make exactly. I really want to get, because my plans for the layout is to eventually have it to the point where it takes up an entire room, like a massive layout that takes up like room scale size. But in order for that, you need money for that. And now that I got a way of earning said money, I can do that. But it is. I currently can't upload because Tracy Percy the Zero. Percy the Zero. Yes, we don't talk about it. I currently can't upload because Tracy doesn't stay connected on my Wi-Fi. That would be Train Sim. Yes, Percy the 060, because Train Sim World refuses to release anything relating to anything relating to Thomas and Friends until you pay like big dollars. Ryan. Oh yeah, we just finished Ryan, so that means Henry and Ryan are done and ready for upload. Grand. Who the heck is Ben? Bill Ben. Okay. Alright, I remember now. I feel like you could make Philip using a box fan. Currently the only box van existence I have is Thomas, Andy, and Clarabelle, but I probably could. Like, where is the Thomas box van? He's somewhere around here. Troublesome. There we go. This one. Yeah. We don't talk about you, Thomas. Another use of that shading thing I was talking about, where you can use, like, but this time just change it to orange, and it looks like Thomas has a fire in his cab, but it also can be used for that front-facing look. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I don't know why, but when you have him in game, you cannot see that face. But of course, in the livery request, livery designer, it looks completely different. And when you look at it from a certain angle, it looks good. But the only problem is he's a box van. That's the only problem. I wonder if he's to scale with the actual Thomas DLC that they released. I doubt it, because my Thomas livery kind of looks like an actual E2 compared to the Thomas like cartoonish look he has. Box van Thomas looks great. And I think that cursed Thomas design doesn't even look like that anymore. Yeah, because I was applying that same logic that I did to the box van Thomas to the class 08 Thomas. So that box van Thomas design was going to be transferred over, because I was doing the same way I made the Duck and Stepney, just a Thomas variant. But by the time they announced the Thomas DLC, this design was kind of just thrown out the window. I was like, well, they beat me to it. Oh well, that sucks. It was a really good design too. Here. See, stuff like that, like you can see his face much more clear in the livery designer, but when you take them into the actual game, they don't look that well. They don't look that good. But they look really well like this. Like just at this angle, this perfect, like holding it right here in this one shot. Like if you were to play the game at a side view entirely, and like Photoshop, like they probably could work. They probably could work. They look pretty decent. Like you can see like all just like shapes. But this is definitely going to get I want to say it's going to get a design update, because I want to make it look extremely well, to the point where the design itself stands out so well on the diesel that it kind of overtakes the design of the class 08. Like you just see Stepney no matter how much you look at it. I want to fix this up. Customizable. They should have made them customizable, but they didn't. Like I thought you were going to be able to make a custom livery for the Thomas, because to be honest, and this is a small detail, I'll tell you that I wanted to, when I first heard that Thomas was announced, I was going to originally plan, me and my team were planning on remaking save that, can't reveal it. See, this is what happens when I'm tired. I reveal too much. I gotta keep quiet, keep to myself, keep the details to the self. Now back to the liveries before I get sidetracked again. Then I get into the stories. And this past year, I've got the stories. Stories. More stories for the series, luckily, but definitely some stories. There was an idea. Exactly. We cannot reveal said idea, but there was an idea. Yeah, I have no clue, but there was something in the works. There was definitely active Europe. There was definitely something in the works, but who knows? We'll see. Only I'm not gonna say that quote because I feel like somebody knows that quote and they'll know immediately know what's up. There's a quote that I like to say just in the server. It's a little trolling quote that I used to say back when I actually was working on the series like full time part instead of how part time I've been doing it with the series. But now that I'm back, I'm probably gonna start saying that quote again. It was a pretty funny quote, but it definitely drove what was his name? Server Theorist insane. Definitely drove Server Theorist insane. Time will tell. Exactly. Only time will tell. That quote is going to trigger some PTSD because that's all I kept saying when they had first joined the server, and they wanted theories on what was going on, and that's all I said. Only time will tell. But I can bring it back finally. I know it's only been like a year since then, but I feel like I haven't been able to say that quote in a decade, like ages. Like, who the heck is Diesel 6? Never mind. I know who you are, and we will not even mention your livery. But someone who I do want to work on. Who do I want to work on? Busy B. James, no. Ryan, we already fixed you, bud. There's the cursed name one more time. Victoria? Nah. Percy, I'll get to you later. It's just that when it comes down to Percy's livery, it takes me literally an hour to work on him. I don't know what it is. I think it's because of how complex his actual design is, because of what his basis is supposed to be. It just messes with the brain. And it's Pip and Emma. I think those were requests that were made a while ago. I have a Murdoch? Since when? Oh wait, I did make a Murdoch. Did I ever release you? Poor Murdoch, you were left in the dust. You're still in version 1. Oh, you poor fella. Disrespected. I think the most disrespected livery in my inventory. I feel bad. Poor Murdoch. Well, technically speaking, when you really think about it, you know, he would want to be left alone so he could sleep. So technically speaking, we're not doing anything wrong. Continue to sleep, Murdoch. Enjoy your nap. He doesn't notice that we left him out of the series. He'll be pretty angry by the time he wakes up, but he'll be fine. He'll be dandy. The man, the myth himself, hero. Now this livery I purposely Don't update. Matter of fact, I just seen him. I want to. He'll wake up when season 4 comes out. Yeah, he'll sleep. Let him sleep. He'll be fine. Master of the railway. True. We need to take Hero out on the rails. So, which where should we go? West Somerset Railway. Hero really did get sent to the scrapyard. Yeah, my IRL hero got sent to the scrapyard. Poor fella. And that's sad because I've had a RC controlled hero back in the day, and so he also got sent to the scrapyard because he was pretty much sold in an auction. So sad that both heroes have met the same fate. Yeah, we're going to the Peak Forest Railway. It's I was about to say a pun, but I can't. That was a terrible pun. Very terrible. And I'll leave the puns to active. Sad, very sad. Our boy hero, he died. He literally died. There's that pun, but he died of a noble cause twice. Twice in a row is crazy too. Worst case, I can make you a hero. What do you mean worst case? That's the best case. I've seen the models that you've made that you have posted. You make some really good models. That is the best case scenario. And welcome to the. Okay, we all just saw that, right? I'm not losing. Okay, all right. We're gonna go this direction because you are all creepy. Freaking demons from another realm spawning in at once. And I thought the faceless steam engines were terrifying, but no, that definitely takes the cake. I'm not sure if that was supposed to happen. That that caught me off guard badly. I wasn't expecting that. But come on, we're taking our boy hero should get some time to shine on the rails. And after making those two liveries, I kind of just want to relax and having a come on hero, don't be stubborn. All right, we had the same problem with another guest last stream. Indeed, very crazy. All right, now we can just set a path. Which way are we facing? No, I want to go this direction, so I will have to turn hero around. Grand. Matter of fact, hero. We're gonna load a train for you to carry because we got a delivery to make to some friends. Well, they're not there just yet, but we'll spawn them in and pretend like they were always there. All right, imagination. It always works. Now, if I had previously loaded this up, we probably would we probably would have the story already preloaded, and I would probably should set up a whole live stream story to go on. But in order to do that, I would have to get my coding back up and know how to code the actual faces back into this game. When it comes to coding, I'm iffy. I remember a bad video called Tisker. The person in the video pronounces hero's name as Cairo. That that hurt my soul. That really hurt my soul. I can't believe you've done this. Hyro. You're not Hero, you're Mike, but you'll do. Alright. Just, there we go. You're not our hero, Mike, but you'll do. Alright, we gotta find Hero. Mike is going to be slapped. Mike is not going to be slapped. I believe not. He's fine. He's just carrying some nuke trucks, I believe. Alright, Mike. So I need you to take us to... Hopefully you're facing the right direction. Yes, we are. We're going to the quarry to meet some friends. Wherever it's located, because I really done forgot again. Oh well. Plan B. Just travel down the line until we find it. Sound like a good idea to you? Mike has the same name as the art builder. Yes, we ain't no problem, man. Nope, Mike, which way are you going? I get it. You don't want to go home, but we're going. Come on. Come on. Nope, Mike. You always do this. Come on, Mike. Mike. Forward, alright? Alright. I get it. You don't like going home. And you like being out on the railway, but can we please stop with the tomfoolery, alright, man? Every time. And you would do that as we're carrying nuke trucks. It's always Mike. Always Mike. Leave it to Mike. You know, you were a really good engine back in the day. What are you wearing? Why are you wearing a red suit? It's supposed to be blue, not red, Boomer. Alright. We're traveling down the line. Hopefully we don't get disconnected or the signal drop or something. Whenever we cross the line that says that we're gonna crash. Oh no, PT is back. You freaking PT Boomer is back. You're about to say that's not the right suit, man. Whoa, 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 whoa. I know what I just saw. We all saw Mr. Red Suit, man. What just happened? Stop the train, stop the train, stop all the presses. Stop the letters, stop the news. No, 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 no. You're not gonna call me crazy. I know what I saw. We all saw him in a red suit. I'm not crazy, alright. So now somebody's pulling my strings. I tell you, creepy stuff like that happens in this game all the time. I'ma turn back around, switch the camera like this, come back, and he's gonna be wearing a purple suit. Nah, okay. Alright, here we go. Continue. The lore implications of this are extremely. I know what we all saw. That man was in a red suit, and I cut back and I said he should be in a blue suit, and this man immediately put on a blue suit. Alright, keep an eye on the driver. The driver's suspect. Mike, I can see why he was scared. Something's up. Something's off. And it's not the nuclear cars we're carrying behind us. It's definitely your driver, man. He's got some screws loose in that head. I'm terrified. Maybe, Mike, just keep it slow. Your driver's got, definitely off the loony bin. I don't trust that, man. But, off on the trip we go. Everyone keep an eye on the driver. This is slowly turning into a horror game. It really is. And it's creepy because, we're approaching 1 o'clock. And hopefully, I have nightfall turned off in this game. Because when it's dark in this game, it does get a little off-putting. I won't even lie. I'm watching that man, like, our player model, because he changed suits in, like, the completely different character. Alright. So, is that her top hat? All right. All right. All right. So, I remember PT. Yeah. And she was right. She had a valid point. I think PT Boomer is too scary for kids. I think the dude can shapeshift. We just saw the fat controller. He was chilling, like just driving by. So we got like spiritual specters spawning into the game. We got Boomer in the cab somewhere, shape shifting, and we got Sir Topham Hatt having a leisure drive. It's been a weird day today, eh, Mike? Very strange day indeed. Definitely one we would need to tell the gang when we get back, but never again. Is that Topham again? Dude, what are you doing? Dude, where is he going? I believe PT Boomer's full name is Patrick Terror Boomer. I believe that. I 100% believe that. Because, Mike, why are you slowing down? Do not slow down as we approach a tunnel. That is the worst place to slow down. In fact, we're going to apply some more steam. We're not getting stuck in a tunnel. And I'm also going to turn on headlamps. And we're going to turn on, give you a headlamp too. Because negatory times 100. Mike. You know what, Mike? Fine. You want to brave the dark by yourself, sure. Because Mike wants to be Mike. We will be heading towards probably the most creepiest tunnel in Sodor. Mike, can we pick up the speed? Is this window open or closed? Because I say that as if we don't have a huge open gap behind us where like anything could attack us from. Yeah, they do have double-decker buses. Mike really think he Henry. No, he really does. Okay, it's a short tunnel. From a distance, it looked more terrifying, more menacing, because there is a tunnel on this map that's somewhere that we will have to cross. And when we get there, it stays dark for a clean minute before you get to the other side. And luckily I turned on that cab light, because if we had went through this and everything went pitch black after what I've just experienced in the last 20 minutes, I probably would have screamed. Not gonna lie. I'm not in the mood for anything else. I've seen railway series take some make reference of trains. Yeah. Oh, now you want to pick up speed, Mike. What's the hurry now? You're suddenly feeling... Oh, another tunnel. Going to turn that up, and I'm going to shut up because obviously I'm in the wrong. Since when did we have so many tunnels on this line? Like, we didn't have any of these back in the 1800s. Y'all just installing tunnels wherever now? Check the driver right now. You're right. Check the driver. I need to check the driver. Okay, this tunnel is a bit... Alright. Can we please, this is what I was talking about. Some tunnels just, I didn't even notice we were standing in the dark. I'm just gonna... Okay. Alright, this is slightly creepy. Just gonna... Yeah, so some jazz music. Put Henry, yeah, definitely. Why do you need so many places to put Henry? Was the one tunnel not enough? And how long is this tunnel? Bro, for what reason? What are we going underneath? Mount Everest? You see, it's gonna take one of these days where they probably have like a Halloween mod. Like if someone had made a mod where if you're like in a train and then turn around and then you see like a face staring at you from above, where that gap is, the panic attack that would proceed from that image, just alone, just thinking about that, I would probably jump off of Mike and abandon him. Like, Mike, you would be on your own, and I would leave this tunnel without you. I'm being honest, Mike, alright? You would be on your own. And when does this tunnel end? By the time we leave this tunnel, it will be nighttime. Yeah, I really would. And did we leave the tunnel yet? If I see a face anywhere in this game, in fact, there used to be like in Train Sim World 4 when you play any simulation, you usually have a co-driver with you. And sometimes they'll just stop and look at you like an NPC and just stare dead into your soul. And if they have fighting mechanics in this game, Mike, I feel like you're slowing down. Like, the rumbling in my controller is becoming more and more slow. And you stopping dead in this tunnel right now, I swear. I know you and your pranks, that was like your thing back in the day, but now is not the time, friend. Alright, we're just gonna speed this process up, alright? I know we might break the speed limit, and Sir Topham Hatt might get mad and yell at us, but I'm not. Yeah, go ahead and. There we go. Let's go ahead and speed this process up. I'm seeing the end of the tunnel, but can we get there a bit faster? Have you watched Fireman Sam? I've seen a few episodes of that. Because for whatever reason, the VHSs I had, like one of the tapes I did have was Fireman Sam. I didn't know what it was, and then one day when I had gotten a bit bored of watching James and the Red Balloon, I just decided to watch that. Oh yeah, light, but the tunnel seems to... No, wait, is the tunnel getting further away? You see that, right? The tunnel looks like it is getting further away. It's getting further away. Where did the light just go? Yeah, we did. We're cooked. It was a good match. It was a good game, guys. It was a good survival rate. Yeah, I don't trust this. Where's the we all saw the light at the end of the tunnel, but you know, it was a good run while it lasted. You know, we made some friends along the way, but this is where we die now because apparently the light at the end of the tunnel just vanished. So what do you do at that point? You're all cooked. Yeah, we're cooked. Oh, we made it to the end. We actually made it out. Oh, so you were traveling slow on purpose, Mike. Oh yeah, you're going back in the shed. Why are you slowing down? Now is not the time. Oh my goodness. If you break down on the middle, if you break down, so help me, Mike. You do this all the time whenever we get here, Mike. Do not break down. Just keep it going. He really has. He really has. I'm starting to wonder why we ever well, we know why we had to purchase him because Holly agreed that she was not going to join the railway if Mike didn't come along, but he is proving very wisely why we should have just left him back at the scrapyard. Because Mike, he's literally at full speed, but he's choosing not to. He's just choosing not to go. Okay. Mike, we're gonna have to get... If you don't get up the hill, we will have to get Holly up here to help. And we all know how much you love it when Holly has to come and help. She will tease you all the way back. So please, Mike, for the love of all that is right, can you just please get back up to full steam, man? No? Alright. Check the driver. Oh yeah, the driver. How did I forget about the driver? I got caught up in Mike's shenanigans. I'm not seeing anything off. Wait. Come here, come here. Anything off about the driver? Nah, he looks the same. I can't see any subtle differences, but he legit is slowing down. Like, you got plenty of coal. Did he change different skin color? I feel like his hair changed. Also, welcome back, After. But I feel like his hair changed. Like, am I the only one? Didn't he have, like, jet black hair, but now it looks slightly, like, goldish when he leans out the side of the cab? Mike, you are literally at the yard, and you're choosing to slow down now. Yeah, he did. The driver is spy from Chief Foresters too. He might be. Does Holly and Mike get along? You know, Holly's the more joyful one, but Mike's the more... He's a bit of a jerk when he doesn't want to work, but they get along well. But Holly most likely has to keep Mike in check with his mouth, because he tends to like to make fun of other engines. Other engines including like Tim. As you probably heard, he'll insult him multiple times. And Mike, this is like, you are literally going a slug pace for what? I think Mike's coming to a halt. Yep. Mike wants to check this job to Victoria if possible. You know, I think Victoria would do a much better job, Mike. And if I have to get Victoria here and she does a much better job than you, Mike, I swear I will leave you in the shed for 3 weeks instead of 4. Not 3. Dang it, I messed it. Mike, you're messing with my head. All right. Are you getting back up speed? No. Yes. All right. Check if the driver is different. It has to be the driver, because the last dude has like going perfectly speed, but now he's trolling. No, the driver still looks the same somewhat. Yeah, Mike, I'm gonna need you to stop for a second. Oh, now he starts to pick up speed. Is he picking up speed? He really is. Okay, you're done trolling. And your driver's hair has changed, but we won't talk about it. There we go. That's much better. What was all the hubbub for? Only Mike will make you want to rip your hair out, because he just chooses to go slow whenever he likes. I'm telling you, the driver is a spy. He has to be. He's working for somebody. Now look at that. Look at Mike barreling down the line. Now we're smoothing. You know what it was? It was probably me saying that I would probably get Victoria to come and help with the job. He can tolerate Holly, but when it comes down to Victoria, her nonsense and her silly questions can drive Mike insane. Mike has a very limited patience sometimes, and Victoria knows how to tick him off. Alright, Mike, you can slow down, alright? We're not getting Victoria, alright? We know that she'll drive you insane. Just... We're getting along nice now, and I think we'll make it there in time. Probably gonna have to slow down soon anyway. Unless we want to crash, you know. Oh, there's a turntable there? I did not even know that. That would have been really helpful, like when I was like literally down that way. Oh, look, this is where I filmed the Thomas music video. Oh, wait. Yeah, stop here, Mike. Wait. This is literally the only place. You see that little hill right here in front of me, like dead in front of me? That's the only place that has a hill. And this place here was where I filmed the Thomas music video. Thomas Anthem. This is where this was filmed. This is the exact scene where that was filmed. Put Gainsbury spin. The driver had like brown hair. He's changing. He's a shapeshifter. Is that another tunnel? Okay. It's not an extending tunnel either, so we're good. Alright, Mike. I know I was saying that you were being slowpoke, but now he's zooming though. I think he might break Gorton's record soon. If he keeps up this pace, he might break Gorton's record. Almost there to our location. Are we going downhill? Oh, I think we are. Is that why we're barreling so fast? The driver is 100% spy. Like, it's without a shadow of a doubt. And now he's purposely making Mike travel at high speed so we can't get a good glimpse of his face, because I cannot keep up with that. Tricky spy, I'm telling you, tricky spy. He's a tricky spy, man. Is that another tunnel? How many tunnels? Okay, I know y'all said y'all had more tunnels installed for Henry, but this is getting ridiculous. Also, Mike, I'm kind of being serious now. You kind of need to slow down, because when we get around these corners and the train starts to rock like this, we can derail. Yeah, we might cause an accident. And this might be my fault, but we needed to be there on time. Oh, well, yeah. I think Mike has had enough. Mike, we went past where we were supposed to stop. Where are you going? We are way past the mark. Alright, stop the train. Not in the tunnel. Don't stop the train in the tunnel. You can stop the train, but do not stop in a tunnel. I will leave the game. Oh, another recording spot. This is where Henry dashing through the tunnel was recorded. I'm gonna do a quick little. This is where Henry going through the tunnel was recorded during the A Tale as Old as Time episode 0. I'm trying to say everything really quickly because Mike is just barreling down the line and I'm trying to stop him. Trying to do little fun facts and little tidbits as we're barreling down the track, but our friend Mike here just refuses. If you stop him, I'm not stopping him. The driver wants you not to see him. He's trying to hide over it. But we're gonna get him. All right. I got the brakes fully applied, by the way. They've been applied for like the past 5 minutes, and Mike just chooses not to slow down. Mike, this is a station, by the way, and if anybody was on the line, you knew you think that's acceptable to barrel through down the line like that, Mike? You know, either way, the game is going to make us stop because I'm about to run my target destination. So once I run past the signal point, the game's going to crash either way. Tender brakes. We have those? Oh, I just go full speed and to put it on the normal brakes and then. This is getting a bit sketchy because now I think we're finally slowing down, and now we can get a glimpse of his face. We can see if he's changed. We need to stop before we get to another tunnel. I know there's a tunnel up approaching. I've been down this line many times when recording and filming because another scene from the Henry. What's it called? Look familiar? But I know there's a tunnel coming up real soon. So Mike, go ahead and slow her on down. All right. There we go. Do I need to turn the Sanders on? Like, what's going on here? That driver is being real stubborn about not wanting his face to be seen. We got a shape-shifting driver. I will jump out this train if need be. Like I said, here comes that tunnel. Hopefully it's not one of the longer tunnels. Stop, 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 stop. All right, Mike. How is he still traveling at full speed when everything is cut? All right, something's off. Usually it's really easy to stop a train in this game, but it literally doesn't want to stop. The tunnel is full. Don't say that because I don't need to see Freddy Fazbear anywhere, alright? And we're out the tunnel and Mike is still barreling down the line at Mach. Dude, the brakes are fully applied. Alright. You know, I wish I could like Polar Express jump up there, run down to the brake coach, and go and apply all brakes. We're done. We are, but if maybe I can switch the cameras from free roam into what's it called, and I can apply the back brake on the brake coach. Could be possible, but it requires us to do this. Now, if he changes faces while I'm in the middle of doing this, because we know what he looks like right now, blue suit and blonde. If he changes faces, I will quit. I'm leaving. All right. To the brake, coach. To the brake. Come on. Oh. Let's go. We got it. That is not fully applied. I refuse. I think we're coming to a stop. Hey, the idea worked. I think we gotta see. I think we're coming to a stop. Brakes applied, everything's applied. It worked, it worked, it worked. Driver, exactly. Come here. Let's see that face. We know what you look like. Mm-hmm. You look real sketchy, fella. That's the spy. Look at that lean. Aha, we caught you as you were trying to go through another tunnel, fella. Trying to hide your face. Look at him. Look at the little menace. He knows we were approaching a tunnel. He has black hair. Stopped at the hey, don't do no jump scares, all right? You made the whole camera have to do that. And we finally came to a stop right outside of that. That is the most terrifying looking tunnel I've ever seen in my life. I've been down, I don't know if I've ever recorded in this tunnel before. I probably have, but I probably ran through it so fast that I didn't even notice. I think this is the Gordon the Mighty tunnel. Shall we go in alone? Mike, we shall be back. We are explorers in the world of darkness. I'm joking. I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll pass. I'm really good on that one. I was just joking. I was really about to be brave and try to walk through that, but I took one glance behind me, saw how dark it was, and that was an easy pass. Mike, you want to go through there? Old buddy, old chum, you want to go through there and see what funds await us in the dark tunnels that this literally looks like the entrance to the gateways to the underworld. Like, I feel like Timothy is gonna like come barreling through that tunnel and get one of us. Not me, because I'm human, but definitely you. Definitely you. We'll probably move you out of the way if any of that happens. I kind of want to go in there. Like, the curiosity is piqued, and I kind of want to go in there. This is not the smartest decision that we choose to make, but it's not our boldest. Mike will guard us. This is where the panic attack sets in. It's going to lead us to the back rooms. No, it's just going to lead us to the... Okay. How dark does it get when... Okay, that's dark. That's, like... I don't know. I just feel uneasy on foot going through this tunnel. I don't know why. Any other tunnel in this game, I'll gladly go through, but I legit get an IR, like a real life uneasy feeling going through alone. In fact, buddy old chum old Mike, I think, our delivery special is canceled for today. We're going to take this back up to... We're going to take this back up the way, remove that path, I don't know why we thought this was a safe way to go. And I'm happy that you stopped just in the nick of time, because if we had went through that tunnel, I don't know why, I feel like bad things would have happened. So we're just gonna reverse on down the line up here. Probably go, what's this? This is Buxton, is that it? No? You won't let me go there? Okay. Alright. I think it... Oh my goodness. The game just froze. This is what I was talking about. Don't tell me the game crashed as we were nearing the tunnel, too.